Hey, Kevin again from Hats and Guitars. Welcome. Hope everybody's having a good week. Things are starting to look nice outside. It's becoming springy and summery and pleasant out there, and getting that nice refreshing breeze and warming sun rays through the windows. It's a nice thing. Took a nice walk yesterday to Carvel with my son, kind of far. Took this like insulated bag with ice and stuff, ice packs, and walked all the way. Like, it's about a 24-minute walk. It probably took us a half an hour. Got there, picked up all this great Carvel ice cream, and then took a bus home. Got home real fast. It was awesome. It was a beautiful day. We'll take another walk today. Today, I need to keep it a little bit short today. Today I want to talk a little bit about my the hats that you always see me wear, like this green one, the short brim black one. These are Borsalino felts, which are something that our store, JJ Hat Center, used to concentrate on quite a lot, actually. It was like our number one, it's sort of like when you walked in, there's just hats and hats and hats on one side, hats on the other side. It was like all the other brands are on one side, and the left side was all Borsalino, basically. The window was dominated by it, and it was one of our biggest sellers. They were also the most expensive, but prior to us having it, people would have to go to Italy and bring them back from Italy, because nobody was really selling them, and we were one of the only ones selling them. 2017, they had some problems, owed a lot of money, and they actually went bankrupt. It's a company that I think started 1897 or something like that. So, 1857, excuse me. It says inside all the hats. I should know that. I think 1857, Antica Casa. Yeah. All right. So somebody managed to, I don't know what happened, embezzle, and some problems in Italy, but they shut down. The American branch went first, and then the European branch, everything shut down. And after a while they came back, but it was different people, and the US branch never reopened, and they started inflating the prices, and the quality changed. They're available on Amazon and pretty much any shop you want to get them. It's not exclusive anymore, and things changed. Bring the calendar forward 4 more years. The boss finally feels that the company is back to their old quality, and past their little rocky time. They've got a history all the way from 1897 as being the best of the best. Best hat in the world, best you can get, most elegant styling, lightweight, strong, always keep their shape. You could roll them, put them in your pocket. You could change the shape to whatever you want. And for a while we weren't buying, and now we're buying again. So they're going to start appearing in the fall, when the felt hats start coming back again. September, probably by November they'll be in full force. But yeah, the Borsalino hats are back now, and it's pretty much all you see me wear. I do have one temple that I wear. This is a Stetson temple. Has a little razor cut somewhere. It was given to me by the old owner of Pork Pie Hatters, and it's kind of like damaged. Sometimes when you pull these out of the rack, the shelf above it has these sort of little brackets that are sharp, so you pull it out fast, you can cut the crown of the hat or something. It's possible that happened. I forgot where the cut is, but it's here somewhere on the brim. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's got like a big old cut in it. But anyway, I still love the hat nevertheless. What are the differences? Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. Borsalino, light, very light. These are a little more structured, a little more weight to it. Not a lot more, little more. Even the sound is louder. Of course, this is a bigger, smaller brim than the Stetson, but it's a thinner felt. It's obviously thinner. You can see it and you can feel it. But the felts is such a high quality that it seems to always come back to shape no matter what. It's a totally different kind of a felt. It's not like it loses its stiffness and then it doesn't hold its shape anymore, which is the way a lot of hats are. It's almost like it starts off soft, so you don't have to worry about it getting soft. It's a different type of felt altogether. I'm going to take this off and kind of demonstrate for you. Get a sip of water here. Alright. With these hats, when you want to change the shape on the Borsalino, you lower the crown, you just lower the crown. Okay? Tighten the pinch. Okay. That's not that unusual. You could do that for most fedoras. But let's say you want to teardrop this crown. Okay? They don't come teardropped from the manufacturer. You teardrop it yourself, or you ask JJ's to teardrop it. What I do is I don't steam it in, I just do it, and I don't steam it in. That way it's not permanent. So what I'm doing is I'm making a, kind of a round back, like a C. Very easy to do. Okay. And it also slants down a little bit, not a lot. Keep that subtle. The other thing is you just stick your head in the middle here now. Something like this. And that's your teardrop. Now your hat is teardropped. It's the way these hats perform. Now, getting familiar with the brand, I'm going to tell you how the way they work. When you order these hats, they can be ordered in different qualities. They have quality superior, which are these. It's their best. Then they have other lines that are a little bit cheaper. The rainproof line could be like maybe a $50 cheaper hat or something like that. The handmade line, those are a little bit cheaper. Most of them don't have sweatbands and they're billed as travel hats. It has nothing to do with being more rainproof or less rainproof. It's just a marketing, what are we going to call our cheaper line? Let's call it the rainproof line. That's it. It has no more rainproofing than the quality superior. But it's a little bit cheaper felt, slightly. It still behaves like this, but not as great. The way this just kind of holds the shape like that. It's soft, but it's a little harder to work with. But I'm gonna say it's still amazing. This is the very best though. After that, you have other series. It's called the Triumpho series and the Augusta series. This is when the hat is generally a little harder. It's not this soft kind of Borsalino. It's something different. It's cheaper and harder. And generally, when the store owner wants to save money, they'll order their Como model or this model in Augusta or Triumpho, because it's way, way cheaper. And instead of investing so many thousands, you're investing this many thousands. It's way cheaper, half the price for you. And many customers don't know the difference or care. They just know they're getting a Borsalino and that's it. But quality superiority is the best. It's going to say that right on the liner, the top part of the line. Let me see if I have any Borsaliners here. Yeah, I think I do. Here we go. Okay. Quality superiority. You see it right there? that's where it's going to say it. So when you see that, the very top part of a lining, you know, it's going to have all this stuff, maybe our name, 18 Antica Casa, Alessandria, which is just a town that it's exported from. A very common mistake is for people to call their hat an Alessandria model, because they see that. They see Borsalino and Alessandria, and they call it an Alessandria model, and it turns out to be something totally different. There is an Alessandria model, but if you had such a thing, it would say it here in gold on the leather sweatband. It wouldn't say it on the lining. That is something that every Borsalino says inside it, because it's the town where they come from, Alessandria, Italy. Okay, I'm putting this lining in here now. Alright, yeah, so they'll see that, you know, it'll be way up on the top, like there. And that's your quality superior. When you see that, you know you got the real deal. Like Kevin's hats, the ones you could roll up, put in your pocket, change the shape. If you want to do a pork pie with them, same thing. You could do it with the lining in, with the lining out, it doesn't matter. I say don't touch the linings, you don't need to. That's one of my quirks or pet peeves. I take linings out of my hat because I'm very sensitive to heat, and I'm always rushing up and down the stairs at JJ's. So all you do is basically make this the same height all the way around. One way is to look at this shape and make the same height there. So just even stripes. Personally, I think you got to go a little bit bigger than that. The tendency is to make your pork pies too low because everybody thinks it looks cool. But usually when you get to the crux of it, you need a little bit more for depth. Because what happens is when you make the pork pie too low, you start getting a bubble on top that you can see, because you need this much depth. You know what I'm saying? So make your pork pie that deep, and then you won't see a marshmallow. I'll show you what I'm saying. Okay. I'll show you what I mean. Put your head in there. Okay. Alright. This hat is a little tight on me, so my bubble's not going up too high. But you can see it's easy enough to make a pork pie. The last step, essentially, is you take it and put it upside down on the table, and you rub on the inside there. Let's see, I'll do it over here. And that flattens the crown. Yeah. Kind of go flat, pushing outwards. As you push outwards, this little mote gets tinier. This little shadow, it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner because I'm pushing that center part outwards. Okay, getting that little mote thinner and thinner. Then I do it upside down, pat it a little bit, pat it with my knuckles like this. Okay, that is, my hat is stretched out. That's actually stretched, so that I can't avoid because it's just a stretched hat. But you can spray the top with hairspray, turn it over, and then do the knuckle flatten it. That'll help it, you know. But yeah, you can do this to your Borsalino for one day. If you're, let's say, a jazz musician, you want to go to your gig and make it look pork pie, but then in the morning you go back to your bank job, you just you know, pop it out. As long as you can steam it or pinch it in super tight, you're fine. Your old shape is always in there. Just feel for it. Boom. There we go. Center crease. I mean, this hat's been abused. I don't take care of it, but even so, the flange is still there. The original crease is still there. You know. And I throw this thing into stacks on the corner. I roll it up all the time. This is one of my beater hats. I like them to be soft and a little messed up. So, it's the Antonio model. It makes a great pork pie, a great center crease, and you could do a teardrop as well. Let's try that again, teardrop. So yeah, you could do all that kind of stuff. Old-timey looking stuff, you know. It's got a baggy enough crown that it'll take it well. Diamond, whatever you want to give it. Let's try something else. Yeah, this set's a little small on me right now. Alright, let's try this one. There we go. Pork pie. Ooh, that was a horrible job, Cat. Let's try that again. Do it off my head. Put it on my head. Just a matter of sort of tracing behind your head, kind of. Center crease. Alright, let's try that. Face behind the head. Pinch it. Two. Teardrop. And this is one of the reasons why I love these hats so much. And then, you know, if you're on the train, you want to roll it, and gazam, you roll it, you know. Okay, get that one cord on. So they're soft enough where you could do a little bit of shaping to the brim, and it's not permanent. So you do a little western thing one day, you're good. It's not permanent, it's fine. Your flange is fine. You want to do something a little bit, you know, different, get creative. You want to do a deuce trace in the front, so make a deuce trace in the back. Double deuce trace, double trace, or whatever you call it. Do that. That's it. Alright. Just trace that. A small one in the back. Somebody's beefing out there. It's a crazy guy talking to himself. Please, Lord. But yeah, has no effect in it. Doesn't take any of the crispiness out. Just don't do that while it's wet. As long as it's dry, there's no ill effects. You know, I've done this thousands of times on my Borsas. Quality superior, that's the difference. I haven't seen the new ones yet. We have not received them, but I'm assuming since we ordered them that we were very happy with them, and you know, it's quite an investment, so I'm sure things are very nice again at the factory. And you know, it took them a couple of years while they changed hands to stabilize, but I'm very excited to see them coming. This hat unfortunately is not coming in. I asked, I don't think we were able to get it, but a lot of the classics are coming in and some surprises too, so you guys are going to be very happy with them. It's my favorite hat. It's pretty much all I've worn for the last 25 years, except for, you know, a couple of Stetsons, a couple of custom hats made by Van in the back room at JJ's. Not much else though. I'm predominantly a Borsa guy, only a quality superior, generally 3-inch, 2 3/8 inch, and I have some 2 inches too. I have like maybe 3 of them like this. 3 like this, maybe another 3 or 4 with a 3-inch brim, burgundy, a lavender, forest green. The taupe one I gave away, traded that. Anyway, yeah, that's why I like them. They're versatile, they're lightweight, and as you can see, they always seem to keep their shape. They don't get floppy. Quality is incredible, and the lines are just, I love the lines. The crown height, the width, the band width, everything about it just seems to be perfect to me. It's a modern classic. And, you know, not everybody wants to blow that much money on an Italian hat, but if you do want something that will last, it's an investment, and these have lasted me almost indefinitely. They're just still going, and I'm usually just one steam away from making them look pretty much perfect, you know, brand new again. The only thing that could screw them up is sweating through it. So if I ever see any hint of something going through, like, you know, on the bottom, I put one of those Cap and New sweatbands in. Those are $5. We sell them on the accessories section at the website, jjhatcenter.com. And don't buy small. These run tight. They run the same as the Spanish hats, a half size smaller than a Stetson or something. You know, give yourself some room. Give yourself extra room too. You know, sometimes if you want to put that sweatband in there, you know, you don't want to go too tight. And generally, you know, adding one size is good. If you're between sizes, round to the next size and add one, you know. That's it. If you're a 59 in a Stetson, you get a 60 in a Borsalino generally. Same thing as you buy like in a Spanish custom hat, you know, Valencia, Seville, Ken, they run like these. Alright. I'm gonna play a little guitar and stuff. And give a shout out. Shout out to Patrick. Patrick.